Welcome back to Beat the Drop. We're back, baby. It's a new season and it's all about the Premier League. Or is it? We got some stray cats in here. Wait, what am I getting? Oh, sorry, there we go. Mikey, what are you doing here, mate?
Good evening. Has everyone seen my pass? Do I need to show any credentials for hanging around here?
How did you get the link? How did you get the link, mate? You lost.
You still put me in the group chat. That's why I'm here. Hey.
He's active. I was looking for Everton.
He's active.
And we got a little lost trooper here who, just like his team, can't get his act together. And hi, Lee. Just a big blank empty space. But we've also got actual Premier League teams. The rest are coming on. They're all still in makeup. John, welcome back. Statman John, as Jason Coy. How are you, bud?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Thanks for having us back on. Although, it's not like we won't be attempting to do exactly the same as we both did last year. But yeah, hopefully we'll get these back regular again because we all absolutely love them.
Good to have you back, man. And you're echoing. Move that goddamn speaker. Richie, dizzy heights of 7th. We'll get into it. Roy Hodgson's still alive. Roy Hodgson's still in charge. He didn't make it to the pearly gates as he told us he would, mate. Welcome back. How you doing, Rich?
I'm doing good. I'm so glad this is back. It's good to obviously connect again with you guys and the chat. And yeah, we'll definitely get into it. But if it wasn't the fact that age was going to kill Roy Hodgson, our board definitely tried their best during the transfer window. I'll tell you that for free.
And Ant, let's try. Are you echoing, Ant? Testing.
Am I echoing?
No. Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You guys getting an echo?
Yes, I'm still echoing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll come to you in a minute.
What if you were to sin bin him just as it went to 0? Sin bin him just as it went to 0.
One entrance.
I'm back! One entrance. And I'm better than ever. I'm back! And I'm better than ever. For making things better. Cause you're
I'm getting an echo.
What are we saying, boys?
Good to have you back, bro. Jared,
Hey?
someone's echoing hard. Someone's echoing hard.
How we doing?
Hold on, let's do a quick echo check. I think it might be Richie. Hold on, let me mute Richie. Testing. Richie, bro, it's you. It's you, Rich.
How are we all? People?
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's gone okay. Hold on, let me unmute Ant. Let's bring on the next guest. And this guy's gonna be depressed, yeah. We're gonna get sorry Mike Chappie vibes from him. It's Everton, Mike. Welcome back, bro. How are ya?
Yes, boys. Big up, everyone. What's Chappie and Mike doing here? Like the wrong division, ain't it? Like, what happened?
Trying to figure that out ourselves, Mike.
Missing. I mean, I would say we're missing you, but if I'm being honest, we'll be joining you, if not being overpassed by you by next season. So, how is everyone? How's everyone in the comments? Have you all missed us? We're back with a bang, making sure that you're nominating us for the FCA awards and all of that. Make sure you are getting on it, people. How is everyone? I'm sure the Forest fans in here are absolutely buzzing their little fruit and barleys off right now.
European football incoming, baby.
Brilliant. That's it. European Cup winners, here we come.
How are we all doing? I'm good.
Lord help us.
Championship's not too bad.
I hear there's a big game coming up in the Championship after the international break.
Big Friday
there
night
is.
fixture.
Leicester Southampton. Talk about timing, man. Is that
Yeah.
a big one?
Wow.
Where are you not in the league, Mike? I haven't looked. I'm not going to lie. I couldn't care less.
I won't lie. After Saturday's lunchtime kickoff, I haven't looked myself. I just kind of switched
Yeah, I
off.
wouldn't be looking if I was Mike.
And moved
That's
on.
shocking.
But it was made better by the fact that everyone else kind of lost around us. So yeah, we just kind of took it really. But less said about our defence. I've got a word for Mike because he's given us Mason Holgate, who's absolutely shocking. So
You not enjoy that signing? Not enjoy that? No.
worst defender I've ever seen in my entire life. It's just absolutely.
Damari Gray's available too, right, mate?
We were linked with
Mason.
Mason Holgate, but we got the new Brazilian superstar instead.
Very nice.
Sorry, Mike.
Can I just say, right? It's like I don't know, Mike, Everton Mike. How the hell did you flog Mopé to Brentford? What the hell happened there? I mean, congratulations, mate. Congratulations,
Fair play.
Seriously, mate. You must have been buzzing.
Do you know what's mad? He's like, you know, we hear about Iwobi going to Fulham, and we hear about Tom Cannon, who's a young lad going to Leicester, who chappy. Be excited about him, mate. He's got a very bright future.
But that was a question I was going to ask you, but you've already done it. So
we'll talk about him. So I was thinking, look, that means Mopé is going to be our third choice striker, and look, I can probably live with that. You know, he's going to play 5-6 games this season. I can cope. Next thing you know, it's breaking. He's going to Brentford. Honest to God, my nipples were doing handstands and everything. We were ready to go. I was in the car. I was going to drop him off. I was picking him up. I was taking him. It is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. Look, we've been left short in every single position. Full stop. We've been left short in every single position. We got no defenders, no wingers, no centre midfielders, no strikers. But Mopé will be playing Premier League football with Brentford as Ivan Toney's replacement. You couldn't write that, could you? You couldn't write it.
There's something else you couldn't write.
Crazy.
I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry. I guess he wanted to make his grand entrance. Maureen Jackson, thank you so much for becoming a member. Before Jace comes onto the stage, oh god, this is not gonna go down good. Guys, there's.
Can we all have a bet? Can we all have a bet on what he's got? Let's all have a guess. I'm going to go with a plastic trophy replica of some sort.
It's going to be a crown, surely. There's going to be a crown in there somewhere.
There's going to be a Premier League trophy.
That's not a plastic replica. That's the real trophy, mate.
Golf club.
He's hired it for the day.
As long as he doesn't have his top off, we're good.
Oh God.
All right, are you ready?
Right. Oh yeah,
I don't know if
the
we're ready
comments. Yeah.
Are you ready? Here he comes.
Oh God.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
How are you, mate?
Jace.
All right, Jace.
What are you?
Hello,
Can you hear
Jace.
me loud and clear? Am I coming through clearly?
Yeah.
You are, mate. You
We can
are.
hear you.
Unfortunately, yeah.
All okay? No feedback, nothing like that?
No.
You're all good,
No.
mate. You're all good.
Oh, brilliant. Fantastic. I hope you're all well. Hope you're all lovely.
What's going on? This isn't Jace. This is not Jace. Where's Jace?
No, we're all waiting for it, aren't we? We're all
Where's the
waiting
cocky
for
one?
it.
Where's Jace?
No, by all means, please carry on. Carry on.
No, I'm not having this. No.
You see, this is the reason he shouldn't be here, because his team. Let's be real, everyone.
Flying.
His team is not going to be anywhere near the drop this season. Unfortunately, they're not, are they? They look fantastic in the first 4 games of this season, and wanting to consistently sack David Moyes yet again is proving West Ham fans wrong yet again.
Wait, Mikey, what is going on? What's happened over the summer? You're being polite to Jace. Jace is being humble. Chappie's still Chappie.
It won't last.
I'm so confused. Jace, I need you to say something about the Eurotrash Cup, because honestly, it's not sitting right with me. I feel weird here.
Listen, I don't need to say anything because you're all saying it right now. You're all scared. You're all worried. You was all panicking when I was coming on, weren't you?
So.
And I told you.
Jace, I've seen your TikToks, mate.
I told you
I know
all.
you're not shy
Sorry,
about
can I just
it.
finish? I told you all we was going to win that cup. You all laughed at me. Well, who's laughing now? Hey, I want the apologies to come in. Every single one of them. But no, I'm only joking. It was fantastic.
I'm very happy for
What
you.
a great week. Thank
Congratulations.
you all to you guys for for your saying well done and everything. I really appreciate it. It was a fantastic night. Absolutely fantastic night.
Brilliant.
I was in tears. It was brilliant.
Jace, were they fake tears? Were they there for the clicks?
Oh no. Listen, you as you Forest guys know, you've won many cups in the past years of your lives and all of that, But for us, it was an amazing experience, and I think it'll be something that I'll always remember.
I can't believe this is Jace.
What is going on?
Is it, Mike?
No, no.
It's
it
not.
in the
Well, I want
chat?
the old one back. Where is he?
Has he lost a little bit? Yeah, I know, it's weird, isn't it? It's too nice. Are you all right, Jay? Serious?
Listen. I'm happy. I'm very.
Is
happy.
everything all right at home, Jace? Do you need us, cuddles? Do you need us chip in? What do you need, mate? We're there.
Listen, it's wonderful.
I'm just glad that they've managed to prize Jason and oh God, his name's gone out of my head. Fuck me, how embarrassing! Lawless support, because they were they were getting pretty close on that final.
It's getting 18 rated, wasn't it? It really was. Yeah, and Damo as well. There's a little threesome going on.
This is what success. This is what success does.
Don't worry, the cup will be coming soon as well. There'll be a replica cup.
We knew it. We knew that.
The cup's coming soon. Don't worry. It's in this.
Jace, is that the lamp from IKEA that looks like it? That was doing the rounds?
Oh, you know what? I was tempted to order that.
I gotta say, Jace, the crowd and the chat are a little shocked, as are the panelists. Yeah. And wow, it's thrown me off my game a little. But let's get back onto our game, right? And I've got to start with Everton, Mikey, your videos have been sensational over the last few weeks. Honestly, every time I get to the end of one of your videos, I'm like, why is he cut off there? Keep going. You're making me feel better. Yeah, mate, you are depressed. And also, it's good to see you made it back from your flight. How was it at the airport for you, mate?
Yeah, that was sensational. Yeah, that was sensational. To be fair, they were good. To be fair, the airline were good. They kept us informed. It was obviously nothing to do with any of the airlines, so we got home safe and sound. And to be honest, it just topped off the fact that we'd capitulated again at home against Wolves 2 days before. Really poor performance, and then obviously, a week later we can't beat Sheffield United away from home. It just, you want depressed, mate. I didn't even do a match reaction after the Sheffield United game. I just didn't bother. I just sat there and just thought, you know what, we are fucked, mate. We are finished. Like, there's just no point getting too excited about any of this, because the team, we go into deadline day, the day before Sheffield United's game, 12:30 kickoff, and we're thinking, do you know what, go in there positive. Go in, yes, sell Iwobi, because statistically Iwobi was one of our most creative players, but being realistic, he's not a very good footballer. It's statistics. He's one of those players where statistically he deceives. And I was all for him going. We'd been linked with Sulemana from Southampton. We'd been linked with Willie Nonto from Leeds. Neither of those were going to happen. I think Southampton quite quickly in the window said, "Look, you've left it too late, Everton. You can't have him." Fair enough. I understand that. Southampton have got ambitions coming up. So that weren't great. Then we go back in for Willie Nonto, £30 million. Leeds are saying, look, it's too late. You're not going to sign one of our wingers. Then Bournemouth go and sign Luis Sinisterra. And I sat there and I just thought, you know what, Everton, you are ridiculous, Like, you are ridiculous. You don't act like a big club anymore. We sit here as fans and we pride ourselves on our history, and, we talk about how, we may be seen as a sort of one of the grandfathers of football almost, with the heritage and the league titles, a bit like Forest and yourselves. And I sat there and I just thought, you're acting like a club that is scraping a pound together. Like, honestly, we are finished. Until that stadium is built, we are finished. Financially, we're done. We can't sign anyone. We got this financial fair play hearing in October. We're 19th or 20th in the league, wherever we are. And if I'm being honest, this Beto looks like a fantastic addition. He does. I'm really happy with him. But he's not enough. He's not enough. You go and sign Jack Harrison from Leeds, who's already injured before he's even kicked a ball for Everton. I could go on and on and on about how bad he is. I really could. But the simple fact of the matter is, we're just shit. End of story.
You know.
Wow.
We got a super chat here from Joe Linton saying,
and that's what's funny.
For Everton.
And that's what's funny. You know, there's always been this weird rivalry between Newcastle and Everton. It's been really weird. I've never understood it, and I'm particularly not really bothered. I wish every football team the best, but I sat there and I looked at the job that Eddie Howe has done in 18 months at Newcastle, and he took them from rock bottom, relegation certainty, to finish in the Champions League. Yes, they had a takeover, but they didn't go and spend gazillions of pounds. They were quite clever with the players they signed at the time.
Yeah.
Then, yes, they haven't had a great start to the season, but everyone's jumping on Newcastle. They've played teams like Liverpool and Villa and is it Man City or Chelsea? One of the teams. Yeah. And I sit there and I think, do you know what? Everyone's criticising teams like Newcastle. Look at Everton. We started at home to Fulham. We lost. We went away at Villa, didn't even turn up. We lost at home to Wolves, and then we drew with Sheffield United away from home. The club's finished, mate. You know, it's just, we're fucked. I want more than a minute's silence. I want 2 minutes silence. I want everyone in that chat. No comments. No comments. No comments. This day has to be Remembrance Monday, for the day where Blue Boys Network capitulated into complete shit show, because that's where I am right now, people.
Holy shit, man.
Everton Mike's back. He's back.
I really enjoy Mike and Chappy. You were in this position last year. I'm going to ask you that question. Let me just bring in this super chat quickly here from Sharky. £2 in. Thank you so much, bro. Jace has got his leg over tonight. Chilled. I want to know from you two boys. Mikey, we'll start with you.
Yeah.
You were in this position last year. Yeah. Do you resonate with what he's saying, and do you give him any hope to look forward to?
Weirdly, I mean, August wasn't that bad for us at the start of the campaign last season, so I kind of like, you know, it was not a kind of similar thing, you know, to have Everton just start so poorly, just, you know, not pick up wins at home where they're kind of expected to do so. But yeah, when you're in total disarray and you're seeing absolutely nothing, it's depressing as hell, because you just don't see any way out of it. But, you know, I agree with Mike in the sense that Beto goal looks phenomenal. But yeah, probably not going to be enough, you know, in terms of the disarray you got at the back there. But it's weird, you know, we had loads of dealings with Everton during the transfer window, and it just, that FIFA fair play thing is just screwing them. I mean, they're trying to get Shea Adams, and they could only offer like 2 million up front with the other 15 coming over the next 5 or 6 years. So it's just like no deal was ever going to happen.
Yeah, I was different to Mike. I was in denial of going down. I never thought we were going down last season. I thought we were going to turn it around. We just had too many expensive and talented players, and I just did not see it happening. And last day, bye. You know, and you can look back at some of the results and you think it could have been the one against Forest, could have been again the one at the start of the season, the very first game we threw away 2-0. You know, it didn't matter which one it was one of them. It only mattered. One game matters. And it took me all the way until the fixtures were announced for the championship to actually let it sink in. It took that long for the realisation that had gone down. Yeah, it was horrible.
But do you know what?
Horrible.
Just sort of chipping in, and this realisation. The weird thing for me is, you know, Everton have been poor for 3 years. You know, we can sit here and talk about teams that, you know, maybe Everton are expected to win at home, and this is no disrespect to teams that gone down, but I don't think we've beat Leicester in the last 2 occasions at Goodison. I think it was a draw and a Leicester win. I think Southampton were bottom of the league at the time. I think it was their only win that what manager was it? It was only there like 15 games, 14 games or something. It was
the first win at Goodison for like 15, 20 years or something like that. Something ridiculous.
Yeah, we had you guys, Forest. I think it was the second or third game into the season. You come there and let's be honest, 87th minute, I think Everton equalised. Yeah. So, being realistic, Everton were pretty poor all season at Goodison. And the thing that was worrying is at the start of the season, we actually started all right. And this season we haven't. So not only have we lost games that on paper you'd probably think Everton could win, they haven't. And it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. You know, when people say, you know, you get your 5 fixtures at the start of the season and people say, oh, how many points do you think we're going to get out of them? I actually felt like I was quite reserved, and I said 5. I said I thought we'd get a point at Sheffield United. I thought we'd get 1 point. I thought we'd get 4 points between Fulham and Leeds, Fulham and Wolves. And I didn't think we'd beat Villa. So I said 5 points. We're sitting there with 1 point, conceded 8 goals. We played against Doncaster in the Cup, who were bottom of the Football League. And for 55 minutes, they were the better team. Not even like a little bit. Not even like a little bit better. They absolutely bossed us to the point where they could have been 3-0 up. I mean, the club right now is toilet. Absolute toilet. Like, we're not even like the little fresh thing that sits above it. Like, we're in the bottom. We're the floater that's just lurking there waiting to be flushed. Like, that's what we are. We're just waiting for somebody in the top of the EFL or the Premier League. As soon as that points deduction comes on, the flusher goes and Everton just slowly go down into a fucking oblivion. Get us in the sewer, mate.
Mike, can I ask you a question quickly? You know your new striker?
Yeah.
Is it if you get relegated, does he go off for free or something like that? Or
it's really weird actually, because as the other Mike was alluding to, Everton have literally had no money to spend this summer. So the deal with Beto is Udinese have agreed that Everton will pay no money this season for Beto, but they pay everything from next year. So if we are a Premier League team,
what a deal!
Great, we pay for him. You know, like proper normal instalments, you know, £5-10 million a year, whatever it works out to. If we go down, as long as we sell him before the 1st of July, then he will have essentially been a loan signing.
Wow.
Well, can I just ask you this, Chappie, from Stoney? Bring it back up, Mods. Mikey sounds like he's lost his post-nut clarity. Would you agree with that, Chappie's been that you call that phrase, mate?
Well, it was a good quote, but I don't think I'm in a position right now to say that.
Yeah, but do you know what's worse? And I said this. Both Leeds and Leicester at the end of the season had a better team than Everton. Fact. End of story. They did. They absolutely did. You can't tell me a Leicester team with players like Harvey Barnes, Maddison, the left and right backs, the goalkeeper, should have been anywhere near a relegation battle. We literally were lucky. And if the last game of the season wasn't at Goodison, we would have gone down. End of story. I don't know what happened with that Brighton result. That was just madness.
Yeah, mad.
But if it was
Chappie, hearing you say that, mate, it really doesn't.
No, but I've told Chappie. I told Chappie. Chappie knows, and to be honest, Chappie will probably agree. If you look at both squads from last season, he would 100% say Leicester was better, and I think most people on this panel would.
I did not think we was going down. I did think Everton were going down. I just it's happened now, so I have to deal with it. But you.
Boys, let me just bring in a couple of super chats on what Mikey's been saying. Acid Burnout Legend says £2 towards Everton's transfer budget. You've just, put it up by 200%. Thank you, bro. From Will Jones, £2 from Will Jones. Seriously think Everton kept a promoted side up, he says. Interesting. And then Andrew Sharkey saying, thanks to all the boys for coming on, all stars. Absolutely. I just want to get the take on Rich and John on Everton. Like, Mikey is just depressed, man. Are you guys thinking that they are done? Are we wasting our time with Beat the Drop? Because you got Sheffield United, Luton. and Everton Mike by the looks of it. Rich, what are you saying on this one? Are they dead?
Knowing us, because we're quite charitable, we'll probably give them their first win at Goodison. I don't know when we play you at Goodison, by the way, but we never seem to beat you there.
2nd of April.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know what it is, but it wouldn't surprise me.
It's not looking good for you guys, and before you would say like Daesh probably had like at least the defensive side well organized. You don't look organized. You can't buy a goal at them. I mean, you did score 2 at Sheffield United, fair play, but it all just looks a mess. And it's weird because when I look at the Fulham game, I think you should have won that.
Yeah.
Based on the chances created, and the same with the Wolves game. I would say
that save, Rich, from the keeper, that was against Everton, wasn't it? That was ridiculous, man.
Do you know what's mad? Just to, I believe up until that Sheffield United game, Everton had the highest amount of created chances, highest amount of shots on target, and highest XG recorded without a goal. It was something like should be 6 XG and we hadn't scored a goal. I mean, it's just Wolves. Sarr was the man of the match. Fulham, Leno was the man of the match. I mean, you just can't like this shit, to be honest. You just can't lie. See, just send us down. I'll tell you what they should do is they should just have VAR because like they love it, and just say to us, right, we're not going to give you a decision this season, so we're going to see how many points you can actually get, and if you get above 10, we're going to give you a points deduction of 10 points anyway.
Talking in a foreign language now, I don't know what VAR is.
I think you'll enjoy that. Sheffield.
Yeah, it's better.
Not having to worry about that.
Let's move this forward. Let's move this forward. I want to bring, as Jace would call him, Statman John in. I hate to admit it, John, because I can't stand. Well, I can stand you. It's your club. I can't stand you. But I was watching your transfer window over the summer, and I was actually impressed. I was impressed as well that you were quite shrewd with your manager change. It looked like there was a lot of shrewd decisions going on at Bournemouth. But you're sitting on 2 points, mate? You're sitting just outside the relegation zone. Are you as optimistic as you were over the summer?
I'm more optimistic. It's not really. It's definitely better than if we'd kept Gary O'Neill in charge, which is something that. Which is one of the weirdest decisions I think I've seen in terms of the reaction online, is that basically anyone that had an opinion they wanted to give that wasn't a Bournemouth fan said it was one of the most stupid decisions they'd ever seen. And every Bournemouth fan was going like, no, wait, we're cooking something here. And then, suddenly, obviously, we spend 120 million over the summer on no one apart from the goalkeeper over the age of 24.
Where'd you get that money from?
Recent takeover.
That's worth more than your stadium, mate.
Wouldn't surprise me. We're due a new one at some point. But I mean, we've got 300 million that's going towards the current training ground that's being bought. So it's we've got a bit of money to spare at the moment. But it's it's all really good. And we played so far we played West Ham at home and drew 1-1. West Ham remain unbeaten. They're in the top 4. We lost 3-1 to Liverpool as opposed to 9-0, who were still unbeaten and in the top 4. We lost 2-0 to Spurs at home, who were still unbeaten and in the top 4. And then we drew to Brentford away 2-2, who are still unbeaten. So we're in a pretty darn good position when, we've still got a lot of tough games to
16.
go. But we've got 2 points. We're on the way. It's a lot better than I was worried we were going to be on. And it's 4 games in. We'll talk about this again in a couple of months and see where we are.
Play Liverpool and Spurs. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, Jace, you faced them and you drew with them. And I hate to say it, you started quite well. But what was your impressions on Bournemouth in that opening? Was it the opening game or was it the second game? It was the opening one, wasn't it?
To be honest, I'm actually not convinced by him. That manager. I know like what John just said. Another fan talking about another team, but I'm really not convinced by him. I thought looking at their other matches as well, they just don't look like ruthless enough anymore. Like I just don't see it. I think he will get the sack halfway through the season. They will survive. Bournemouth will survive, but I thought with Bournemouth making that decision, sacking Gary O'Neill and all of that, I thought, oh, here we go. Because Bournemouth have always been that nice team, haven't they? They've always been nice, always been, happy that they're here team. But then when they sacked Gary O'Neill, I thought, oh, here we go. They're going to change it up a bit now. They're going to be a bit more ruthless. They've got some signings in and that. But when you look at the team now, you just don't see anything again. You just see boredom again. You see the same old again. Like
Jace, that's why I call him boring mouth.
God, Jace, it's like you've never seen us play other than that first
game. You're just going to
game.
be that team in the here. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to achieve anything. You're just going to be here. That's the problem.
That's what the last several decades have been a West Ham fan, isn't it? As well.
Ooh.
But we're all teams down the bottom are just trying
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Just because you don't have to worry about surviving the last couple of years.
Here we go.
The past couple of decades. You've
been
down recently.
Open the spice rack.
You need to go forward now. You just
and
know they're just going to be like 14th or not even 14th, like.
And what's wrong with that? I think Chappie, would you take finishing 14th in the Prem this season? I know you can't.
Why are you bringing him into it?
Oh, listen, we had
finishing 14th.
Chappie's literally just been in the crossfire.
Third biggest cup in the world.
Ask Rich. He's been used to finishing 14th for the last few seasons. It's not the worst thing in the world to not go
Sorry,
down.
say that again, John. I couldn't hear it. Sorry.
12th and 11th. Sorry.
All right, fine. You know what I'm talking about, Rich, don't you?
If it helps on the whole who's happy to finish 14th, I'll take it, lads. I'll take 14th. If it's up for grabs, I'll volunteer Everton for 14th.
You know the best place to finish. The best place to finish is
Oh, the distant memory. The distant memory with the Forest.
I'm expecting
Finish the photo album. That's it.
Why is he here?
Don't do that.
You just leave it there, just a little longer. Just let that sink in.
That's why I'm expecting when Chappie eventually pulls that off of his screen, there'll just be a little tear, just of the memories of the fantastic time that he had.
It's mad to think that was only like 7 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
In it, where's that gone, Chappie? Seriously, mate. What was it? 2016.
I mean, FA Cup since then as well.
To be fair, it is making me tear up a little bit.
I want to ask you about Tyler Adams, John, in just a second. Let me just run through a couple of the super chats, so we're not getting too backlogged with them. So Eddie saying, "Jace, wake up! Where's the old Jace? Where's the over egotistical Jace?" Thank you so much for the 199, Eddie, you legend. Carl saying, it's Carl with the £2. Thank you so much. Saying Forest will finish 9th, 7th or 8th. We'll come to Forest in a second. Crypto Rider with the 499 saying, Chappie should give that cup on his desk to Mike. It's the only one he'll ever get.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Man, I'll take anything that's free. Sign us up. Anything. We'll eBay it. Or just give us anything.
Just bring that message back up. That's Thunder Road. Man like Jace from West Ham TV. Let's hit that thumbs up, chat. Please do. Guys, everyone's channel is linked in the description. We got well over 400 of you guys already in here. Please make sure you're subscribing to all their channels. Hit that like button. Vicnal, thank you so much for becoming a member as well. Appreciate it. I think that's on the yours, Mikey. I'm assuming by the Saints one. So congratulations. That could go to your transfer fund as well.
We're good. We're good. We've got money coming out of our pockets. We're good there.
Well, how did you hold on to those players, man? I had them on the shopping list. Kyle Walker-Peters, you still got him in there. How did that happen? I mean, you were celebrating that like a signing.
Yeah, I was amazed. I mean, if you asked me on Wednesday, Thursday last week that we'd come Saturday morning, we still had Kyle Walker-Peters and Sherdams and Suleiman, I'd say you're a lunatic. I mean, to keep hold of those guys was just phenomenal. The Sherdams one's a bit odd because I think he's kind of like he wanted to move away. So
he's shit. He's shit, man. He's Moped 2.0.
Well, the thing is,
we're cannon fodder, aren't we? We're cannon fodder in the Championship. We really are. I feel you, mate. Honestly, it's like just the amount of players linked away. I was like, oh no.
We were interested in Ndidi, but then we got Sangare instead.
Yeah.
What?
To be honest with you,
that
that
is, by the way.
that doesn't
Holy
bother me.
shit,
And
that is the signing.
The funniest one, I do have to say, the funniest one was Romeo Lavia. Because the fact that Liverpool were like, no, we're not playing 50 million. You can have 47. You can have 47 and a half. You have 48. And then
48.
suddenly Chelsea come in and they end up paying 60 and they don't get anyone. So that was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, there's some big.
What are
big
you done
money
with the
stuff
cash? What are you done with the cash, Mikey? Is he just
we are
pocketed it?
putting it in our back pockets, so when we get promoted, we've got a ton of money to spend. That's the logic.
Ooh, cookie. And Chappie, you got bent over as well in the transfer window. I mean, Maddison gone to Spurs.
He was always going, I think, even if we stayed up, to be honest with you. He was linked away 18 months ago to bloody Arsenal.
But it's how much he went for.
Yeah, but the contract was running down as well. Don't
Yeah,
forget.
I know. But
Yeah.
you really
You
need to
either get rid
get
then,
more
or
for him
you get nothing
Yeah.
for him the following year.
Yeah, I
What
guess.
Look
did
what
Harvey
happened with
Barnes
look
go
what happened
for?
with Yuri Tielemans. Yuri Tielemans was hanging on for a big move for two
What,
years,
to Arsenal?
and did not put 100% in when he was here, hanging
Yeah, he shot
around
it,
like a bad smell, and then he ends up at a Midlands club because it's easier for him to just move to another one because he lives locally. It's like, mate, thanks.
It is crazy.
He's not even starting for him either.
I do just want to jump back and ask you, John, because Tyler Adams, I was a little annoyed when you got him because we still hadn't had got Sangare over the door yet, through the door. Sorry, Tyler Adams is a quality player, but he's injured.
Yep.
Is he better than Sangare?
Probably not the all-round player that Sangare is, because Sangare literally, I think Sangare is one of the signings of the window, because he's just how no one else has picked him up from Eredivisie. I really don't know. But Tyler Adams has shown he's done it in the Premier League, and he is the ball winner that we desperately wanted. So he kind of fits what we need. But just in terms of, like, obviously Leicester and Southampton making quite a bit of money, we seem to really have it in for Leeds over the summer. We took the manager that they wanted for half a year off them. Max Aarons was practically on the practically having his medical by the time
He was actually. I can give you inside knowledge in that, John. He was actually having his medical.
Oh, really? So, yeah.
Honestly, from what I understand from one of the people connected with Leeds and one of the fan channels on that, he genuinely was having his medical. His agent went into the room and said, "You're going to need to stop." He literally was put on a plane or whatever. What the quickest mode of transfer is to Bournemouth. Within 24 hours, he was done as a Bournemouth player. Literally, it was that done. It was that simple.
Yeah. So that was a quick one on that regard. We then got Tyler Adams off them for 23 mil. We almost ended up having a court battle over whether we'd actually triggered his release clause or not.
Yeah.
And then last second as well, we took Luis Sinisterra off them on loan for the last. I mean, Jay Mansell's gone the other way. Sorry?
You got Sincera through.
Sinisterra. We got him through on loan.
You got him through.
Yeah.
Shit, mate, you guys have had a decent window. I have to say, you've had a decent window.
Can I just say, John, I agree. Yeah, I'm not used to wearing earphones, so I can hear my own voice dead loud. So I don't know if I'm loud over you guys, but
no, you're good.
That's just in your head.
That's what you sound like.
Tyler, thank you. Tyler Adams, I think, is a superb signing. We were really interested in him. I think as a pure defensive midfielder, I think he's one of the best around, and I think it's a real coup for Bournemouth. When you're talking about Sangare, obviously you're talking about someone who's not only capable of being defensive midfielder, but he's also got fantastic progression as well. He can carry the ball, he can pass the ball, he can score goals. He's more of an all-rounder than Tyler Adams is. But Tyler Adams, if you want him as a pure defensive midfielder, I think he's a cracking signing.
Is he a little Dalek-y to you guys? Can you hear him? Can you hear Ant? All right, is it just me?
Yeah,
is it a little?
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah,
still fine. Still absolutely fine.
Yeah, I've got a new microphone. And I don't know why I'm having issues, but there we go. We'll sort it.
He's been having echo issues for 2 days. Rich, can I ask you a question about this whole thing with Elise? Like, what happened there, bro? Like, he was out the door. And then suddenly he's signing a new deal. There was all these rumors about illegal contact and things. And what was it like from a Palace point of view of him?
It was very frustrating because you're hearing a whole mix sort of messages, and it doesn't help when like the Here We Go merchant starts sending fake tweets out saying that he's on his way to bleeding Chelsea. Basically, his contract did have a release clause which could only be activated by him. He would have to go out and say, I would like to speak to this club. Now, what would then happen is that it stopped, spend 35 million to get him. The club would then say, okay, at least he's come and said he would like to join us. This will be our opening offer, and take it from there, basically. And yeah, then he signed a new 4-year deal.
Brilliant.
Which means we'll probably just lose him anyway in the summer. But
Yeah, but you'll get,
the money.
you'll get the spondies though, won't you? You'll get the spondies. I like it when these big bullying fucking clubs try and take players off what they consider to be smaller clubs, and they don't get there, man. I love it, mate.
Yeah, but I mean, the rest of our window's been crap.
Yeah, that's
how's Jefferson Lerma been doing?
How's
our special man?
Good player.
Yeah, really good.
But you lost Zaha as well to the Turks, mate. What happened there, man? Like, that was a slap in the face, surely, man.
No, you know what? I'm happy he went. I'm actually number one. Yeah, cool. Give him the opportunity to get European football. He deserves a chance at it anyway. But he did say to the owners beforehand, I need to see ambition. And we're faffing about in the transfer market, not doing anything. So he's just like, all right, see you later. I was like, all right, cool. I get it.
And keeping Hodgson. He's a good manager, but he's not an
life support.
I'm not too mad at it because once again, it's all down to the fact that, unfortunately, our owners are not showing ambition. So we've had, I think we spoke to Potter, Adi Huta, Paulo Fonseca, and they all were like, what's the transfer budget? And we couldn't give them an answer. So
you approached Potter and he said no?
Yeah, I think he wanted for his case, I think he just wanted another year out.
You know the problem. You know the part of the problem with your
spend a few years out.
Problem with your club, Rich, is that you're so good at finding young talent. I think the owners think, well, why should we buy anybody? Because we'll just find somebody else. I think that's part of the problem.
Which is true, but then we'd go and spend 15 million on a backup goalkeeper. You know, like it doesn't.
Yeah, talk to us about Hendo, mate, because obviously he's very close. He's very close to the Forest fans. But yeah, what happened there?
He's a good keeper, don't get me wrong, but unless Sam Johnston's on his way out, I would have rather us buy a cheaper number 2 and then go for, like, there's so many names that were banded out that we've missed out on. Kyle Walker-Peters. We've still got Joe Ward at right back. The Sinisterra one pissed me the right off, by the way, because we all of a sudden were chasing this PSG striker. I was like, yeah, we don't want Sinisterra. And then he ends up going up on loan. On loan. We didn't even have to pay anything.
Is that Ekitike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then PSG weren't trying to sell him.
Who's this Brazilian kid you bought as well?
God, now, he looks very lively. But he's injured. We're so light as a squad. Our front three.
Is that Mateus lad? Is that
yeah, Mateus Franco, yeah. Our front three, as it stands, is Jeffrey Schlapp, Hudson Edouard, and Jordan Ayew.
Oh, love me a bit
Jeffrey
of Jeffrey
Schlapp is still alive.
Yes.
Me and Jace are quite relaxed because we've had fantastic transfer windows.
I'm coming on to Jace's window next. I want to talk about that.
We forgot about one other player. We decided to sign a fourth choice centre back, Rob Holding.
I saw that, man. What were you thinking? I mean, his hairline looks great, but seriously, man.
Yeah, 4 million. 4 million's a bargain for Rob Holding.
Well, it's 1 million. The rest make add-on space. So.
Was I inflating these prices?
And for me, the frustration is, personally, I think we needed a left winger and we needed a striker. And I was going to actually ask Chappie about this one. Is Iheanacho in the last year of his contract?
I think he's to the summer 2024, yeah.
Okay, so we're probably being cheapskates again and not paying the 17 million that you asked for.
It's something like that, isn't it? Pushing towards
to probably
20.
see if we can nick him on a free transfer. We're just
Nah,
such cheap
this chappy.
skates.
There was rumours we'd agreed 8 mil
million.
between Forest
8
and
million.
No way.
Leicester.
Not having that. Not having that.
Mate, we had a long call about that one, mate.
I
There's
think
no
it's
way
been
you can
hard
have
for everyone to
17
get a
for him.
striker, don't you think? I think it's been the market's not been great with strikers at the moment.
We almost got Daka right at the end of the window.
Oh,
Apparently,
I wish you had.
We were quoted 23 million, I think, for him.
Oh, he's fucking
Daka.
shy. I
It's like,
can't.
we're not-
I
we're
can't
not
believe
paying that much for someone of his stats. He's not really
Oh,
scored
mate.
goals for you.
Honestly, I can't believe he was stood next to Erling Haaland at Salzburg. Look at the two of them together. It's chalk and cheese. Honestly, he's so fucking shit. It's unreal. He can't hit a barn door, honestly, with a banjo. He's shit.
He scored against Forest last year, though, mate.
Yeah, come on. It's one
It's
goal.
got a good song. It's got a good song. I enjoyed that one.
God.
What's his song? Go on, Mikey. Give us a tune.
I'm not singing it.
It's a Shakira one. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Zambia,
That's
hey,
it,
hey,
yeah.
Patson Daka, yeah.
What, you nicked the Waka Waka song off us?
I
What
don't
do you
think
mean off you?
I
What is
don't
it? Every fan thinks they invented.
everything. Yeah,
You're about
Chat.
the 70th club to use that
Yeah,
chart,
yeah.
probably.
Chat, who owns the Waka Waka song?
but
Seriously, who
the-
owns the
the
Waka Waka
thing is
song?
though,
Chat, let
John-
us know in the chat.
Well, obviously
The thing
your
is- the
fucking
thing is
chat
though,
are going to
John,
go us.
No, we got all the chats on there, mate. So don't hide behind it. Right, let's get in. I think we've got a couple of super chat.
Let me say this, John, quickly. The thing is, John, our crowd is that fucking loud. We don't hear any other songs. from
Oh
our fans.
God, here we go.
Ooh.
Am I
We
wrong?
have
not
we
my
have a
experience
crowd.
with
Ad.
Forest.
I mean,
Am I wrong?
That's not, I've been
Ask
there
any
for the
away
last
fans
3
what's the
seasons.
best
That's not
ground
my
they've
experience
been
with the
to, and
Forest.
they'll say Forest.
With the Forest Stadium.
that's your happiest
fair,
moment
we-
as well.
To be fair, we've
Any
beaten
away
you the
fan.
last couple of times we've been there, so it does sort of like.
I know, that don't mean we can hear you, does it?
All right, Jace, we're going to come into your window. And this is beautifully timed by Sharky. Jace, do you want Jesse Lingard? Thoughts? Is J-Lings coming back home to
God.
the Iron?
He's available. He's
I'm
a free
not
agent.
sure, to be honest. It's up and down at the moment because apparently DC United's coming in and stuff like that. But listen, he's got a lot to. He's got to apologise to us basically for what he did.
Apologize.
Well, what
How
did
he
do?
treated us when he left and gone to, Moneybags Forest
Bigger
and all
club.
that, and he needs redemption from us. A lot of fans are saying that, so he needs to come with a lower wage package. He needs to grind. He's 6 weeks off. Apparently, he was 6 weeks off. He's about 3 weeks off now, still unfit. So it's a lot of it's a lot of taking to take him on, really. When you got someone like that, to be honest. So if he does come, it's another. It would help us in the long run. What with the I think the African Cup of Nations is coming up in January this year again. So we're going to lose a few players for that. We're going to lose about 3 players. We're going to lose. So
We're losing our whole team, Jace. So 3 is nothing, man.
And so yeah, he's got a lot of a lot of things to do for us if he does. So he does. Maybe it will come. Maybe it will. Maybe it not. I'm not too sure. The Moyes is still thinking about it and checking his fitness levels and all of that. So we just have to wait and see, really. For me personally, I was always on the back. I always said that Jess Lingard was not the one. He was up to something, and I was right, as always. I was right, but if he does come back, he's just got to work hard, really. I think any other fan would take him on. You guys, I'm sure Rich would take him on. I'm sure John would take him.
I don't think so.
I would not take him back. He can go do one as far as I'm concerned.
Well, maybe not for you guys because he just
last year.
He just took a paycheck for you guys, really, didn't he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How much does he want, Jace? Does he still want like 200 grand? Is he still?
Well, no. That's the thing. He wouldn't. They're looking at the standard rate now, which I don't even know really. It's basically going to be very low. Maybe if he's lucky, 40 to 50 really. So it's something that he needs to work on, and he needs. I think he needs to prove himself really. I think he's been classed as a joke now really. I think you Forest fans understood that. I think we kind of noticed that from him, that he's just taking the piss, really, wasn't he? Really, just
He's a cheerleader. He's a good cheerleader.
He is. He is a very. If you need someone with pom-poms on the side just to keep going, go West Ham. Go West Ham. He's perfect for that. And if you need someone to post that on TikTok for you afterwards, he was worth 200 grand just for that. Like, honestly, there were fans that were complimenting his cheerleading skills. Seriously,
he's a merch seller, though, isn't he? He's a merch seller. That's what he is.
Yeah,
he's a brand, and that's it. He's a brand.
You should just put him on a somewhat appearance-based contract.
Whilst Jason's
Jason's
in a serious mood. Whilst Jason's in a serious mood, can I just say, and I mean this genuinely, right? I'd like to put a big shout out to Lawless, because I can't imagine, and I mean this, Jason, I can't imagine how devastating it must have been for him to be ready at that airport to go to the final of a once in a lifetime.
Oh man, yeah.
For that to get cancelled.
Well, you know what though? It was his own fault. Like,
was it? Oh, I didn't know that.
It was technically like because
wait, James, for the guys in the chat that don't know, just give them a very quick backstory. So this was on the.
Can I just finish my little bit first, James? Let me finish my little bit. But what I must say is, I'm really pleased for him, the fact he had you guys to come back to and cheer it with, because it looked a fantastic night. Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, listen, it was a great watch along, that one. It was an emotional one for all of us. Yeah, and basically what happened was he got a message from someone that he knows who's quite high up in the football world, and they offered him we're not allowed to say who it is and stuff like that, because I don't know. And he got offered a ticket, basically a free ticket to go to the game, and he would have, if he did get that flight, he would have been able to go on the pitch as well. Be with the players and everything. That's how important that ticket was, basically. And he was waiting on the guy. He was waiting on the guy to send the ticket over, basically, and stuff like that. And he came very last minute, and he got the last flight. And then obviously, you book a flight. It's just going to happen, isn't it? It's going to get cancelled, or it's going to be, if he did take that flight, he would have got there around about 9 o'clock, so he would have missed the first half. But I said to him, he should have still gone, really, and got the second half. But he thought, what's the point, really? He thought, if I go there and we lose, then he would have felt, but he still would have got something. But he came back in the end, he came and sat with us, and it was a great watch along. So.
Yeah, sometimes with rounds, they don't.
I feel bad for
after a certain time as well.
Yeah. Let me ask you about the big summer story. But we got a super chat coming in from one of your boys' channel. It's from Superfast Dazza with a super stick for £2.
Cheers,
who's claiming it?
Is
it?
It's mine.
It's mine, shamelessly, says Chappie. Thank you very much on Chappie's behalf for the super sticker, bro. Jace, the big story of the summer was, of course, Declan Rice. And boys, I want to bring you all in on this story. Like, was he worth 100 million, or what did it end up being? Was it 105 or
105? I think it was, or something like that. Yeah, but it's still,
is any player worth that?
No, but it happened.
Yeah.
Really?
A player's worth what a club is going to pay for it.
There you go.
Nail in there. Doesn't really matter.
There you go.
It doesn't really matter what the value is, because like Moises Caicedo is worth nowhere flipping near 115 million.
I've heard Salah 200 million.
How crap has he been?
Is that true?
Oh, that's been funny. That has been funny. He's already given the ball away twice to give 2 goals to opposition already. The so in 2 games.
We all laughed at that one. We all laughed at that.
I find it mad, because whenever I've watched Declan Rice, I've watched him at Goodison and watched him for England and whatever. He's always came across, in my opinion, came across as a good professional, someone whose distribution's quite good, someone who reads the game well, someone who can carry the ball, someone who's strong and physical. How much does that cost in the middle of the park these days? It's a lot of. I think 105 million in today's market is about right. And to be honest, he's a much better player than players who have gone for more money. You've just mentioned Caicedo. I really, really rate Declan Rice. But the one thing I will do and suggest with West Ham is the way they've reinvested that money is so good. So good. They've brought in some real quality to complement the quality they already got. And they've changed the way that they're playing football. They're less reliant on that central midfielder now. And to be honest, I think he's absolutely worth every penny of that 105 million. And I actually think West Ham did a sensational job at replacing it, which really pisses me off because I'm sure Jace was sitting there absolutely buzzing.
No, I have to admit, it was the best decision we've ever done, to be honest, I think, selling him. I think it was sad at the time, but then when you look at the long run, it's going to help us. And we're still in budget with the players we got in. We've got about 23 million left or something like that.
I'm just looking now.
Financial fair play and all of that. So maybe something will happen in January or something.
And the players you did bring in, you've got Alcaraz and James Ward-Prowse is like, just like you can't replace Rice with one player. You just went, okay, we'll bring in two that can do basically the same thing. Which is a great signing. And Mohamed Kudus.
Well, that makes sense as well because obviously they've got Europa League, haven't they?
Yeah. Mohamed Kudus is a hell of a player as well. I don't know how he's going to fit in Moyes' system.
Yeah,
because it might be another Scamacca. Because Kudus is not going to work the way Antonio does. So I do wonder quite where Kudus fits in.
But that could be
he's flipping quality player.
That could be a European squad player. European.
Yeah, I like I said, I was talking to Lawless about this the other day, and he's a great player. He's a fantastic player, and we're getting these players in because, like you said, we've got Europa League and all of that coming up. So it would be interesting because Moyes is not the best manager sometimes when players he doesn't like. I should say, like Scamacca and that. It just didn't work for him really, and. It would be interesting to see how Moyes plays with him. Moyes admitted, he said he's only had him for a week, so he didn't get much minutes at the Luton game, which is understandable. So when he gets back from international break, it'd just be interesting to see where we go from there, really, as we've got Man City and Liverpool next.
But Jace, don't you owe sorry Mike a sorry or a thank you? Because
I was just saying, I was just saying when you dropped off, I was just saying I can't thank Mike for allowing us to sign JWP for such.
I didn't personally allow it, but yeah, you're welcome.
For such a wonderful price, really, it was the fantastic price. Cheap in this football world, really, isn't it? Really, 30. What was it? 34 million, was it, Mike?
Apparently so. Yeah, over 30.
So I know. To us, that's a lot of money, but. In football world, that's nothing, really, isn't it? Really?
Do you think that would have been probably a double price if you stayed up, Mike?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, definitely.
I think the other weird thing was the fact that not really a weird thing. He just signed a 5-year deal last summer, so the fact that it was only
4 years left.
Yeah, it's a ton of time.
We wouldn't have gone if you'd stayed.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, we were talking about 50 million, but realistically, I mean, he's got plenty of years left in him. But we were initially.
How old is he?
I think he's 28. 28, I think.
Yeah, 28.
But if I was to
he's 28.
Pick a cup for him to go to, the only one I could see him going to was West Ham. So I mean, pretty much when we were confirmed relegated at that Fulham home game, I was thinking like, okay, well, where's he going to go? And I think that was the only, if Declan Rice moves on, he's going to West Ham. It's going to happen. So as much as it hurt, we were all expecting it. So, and that first corner that he put in, where's that been? We've not seen that in a while. So it's kind of nice to see him doing well, and we certainly do wish him all the best.
Don't worry, he's going to win the Europa League for you.
Boys, what would you say his real market value is? I think 34 is too cheap. I do personally. What would you boys put on him? And what would you say his valuation?
I think if Southampton stayed in the Premier League, he would definitely be about 60 million, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that, I think.
Length of contract adds plenty of money to it.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely an element of Southampton were just wanted to be respectful to a player that had been so incredibly loyal to them and gone like, okay, like, you know, the money, the offer can't be stupid, but we're not going to ask for stupid money.
Yeah.
So, you know, 30 odd million sounds, you know, I mean, what was it? Madison was what, 35, 40?
Mm-hmm.
Was
40, I
like
think.
he was at the end of his he was at the end of his contract, but
Yeah.
it's less about sort of loyalty there and more about like we can get some good money from him. Whereas with Ward Prowse, it's like, yeah, okay, you're too good for this level. Let's give you the chance to move on.
Yeah.
I can't believe Madison went Spurs. I can't believe he went Spurs.
Doing bloody well.
Definitely.
Ward-Prowse is a set piece merchant.
So West Ham though, Rich. So West
It
Ham.
annoys me because he's going to score one at Sellers Park. That's what he always does.
Just one away from the
We did a
record.
watch along for that, aren't we, Rich? We're going to sort that out, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'll come around to you a bit.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that one. Yeah. But then looking at Everton, Mike, who is your marquee signing this summer? Is it the striker? Is that the best?
Yeah,
you've
it's
got?
better.
I think
Yeah,
it's
it's-
going to be good for you.
Yeah, it's better. I mean, we were fortunate, really.
Genuinely, Mike, had you heard of him before you were linked to him?
Yeah, I've heard of Beto for a few years. It was a bit. It was a bit of a weird story. So this is actually a kid that Everton fans, not just me. This is just well known. He's an Everton. He had an affinity with Samuel Eto'o. So about 6 years ago, he was pictured in an Everton shirt. Now, look, we didn't know him 6 years ago, but about 3 years ago, he started to break onto the scene at Udinese. And we've been linked with him for probably the best part of 2 years, to be honest. So we've known about him for a long time. He's a player that is dynamic. He is a little bit unorthodox. He can dribble the ball well. He's physically strong. He will battle for everything. He will literally... It was funny against Sheffield United, you know. In one breath, he's in their opposition box getting a header from a corner. The ball comes out, and it's not a centre midfielder chasing whoever the right winger was for Sheffield United. It was him, and he was there putting the foot in, being aggressive, getting that tackle in, and he will absolutely be fantastic. The big thing for him, though, this is a guy that's scored 10 goals in Italy, so it's not like he's prolific. He's not prolific. He's a 1 in 3 striker in Italy. So what does that translate to in the Premier League? Who knows?
Yeah, but Mike, if you could argue Rasmus Højlund got 9 and went for 72 million to United, so you got a better deal there.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think Beto is a very, very, very good striker. I think he's a very capable footballer. He's, you know, Portuguese international, etc. So I'm really hopeful that as long as he stays fit, Everton will be fine. And that's me being brutally honest, because Jack Harrison is a good signing. Dan Juma's a good signing. McNeil is already there, who scored 8 goals, I think it was, last season. As long as Beto can keep fit, keep winning the ball in the air, you know, keep his energy up, supply other players that he plays off, to Corey or chip in with some, and Arna's playing further forward, Everton will be fine. The first 11 for Everton is absolutely fine. He's definitely a Premier League team, and I would not worry about sitting there saying Everton are going to stay up. It's when we have an injury, and that's the thing that worries me. For example, Jared Branthwaite was at PSV last season, was fantastic, very talented young footballer. He's now Everton's probably first choice centre half, if I'm being brutally honest. But if he gets injured, Michael Keane or Ben Godfrey comes in, who are championship players. And that is Everton's problem. You know, you've got a 38-year-old left back in Ashley Young. If he gets injured, you've got a League One Vitaly Mikalenko, who cost us 25 million, by the way. If Nathan Patterson, who in my opinion is a championship player anyway, gets injured, you've got a 35-year-old Seamus Coleman coming in. If Jordan Pickford gets injured, you've got a one vagina coming in playing goalkeeper. What? So for me, his name's Yao Virginia, but I call him vagina. The point is, there is not the depth at Everton to stay up if there's lots of injuries. And in a Sean Dyche team that work hard, that graft and all this stuff, that's my worry.
Mike, so
what are you doing
question.
to our boy Jimmy Garner, mate? Why is he playing out on the right? What is this, man? You're like ruining him.
Yeah, no. So to be honest, I mean, you've watched my videos, so you know my thoughts on him playing on the right.
Yeah.
Sean Dyche, I'm going to say this now. Clip it forever if you need to. He is inept. He's tactically inept. So when he comes to a team like Everton, look, our expectations are not through the roof. But we also don't want to be perceived as a team that's getting relegated every year. Because no disrespect, that's not really in Everton's DNA. We're not that club. So it is disappointing when we're seeing players like James Garner on the right wing, who, no disrespect to him, doesn't have the legs to beat a fullback and cross the ball. Yeah. He is much better at playing inside, making that cutting pass, reading the channel, reading the lines. But what that does is that creates space for the left winger of the opposition team, who then have a direct run on whoever our right back is, because he leaves that gap. Now, if I can see that, and all of you lot can see that, why can't a manager that's being paid £6 million a year see that? And that's the thing that I sit there. And there is players who can play. Lewis Dobbin can go at right midfield, no problem. There was Alex Iwobi, he could go at right midfield, no problem. Dwight McNeil, Damari Gray, he's still an Everton player. Haven't seen him all summer. The disrespect or whatever's going on between that is unbelievable.
Mate, he's an arrogant arse, mate. I've met him so many... No, don't go there. He's an arrogant arse.
So my point is, why that is happening, I don't know. He seems to have fallen in love with this sort of 4-4-1-1 formation where he has Garner and Onana sitting in the middle, and then he has Doucouré playing slightly further forward, and then he has James Garner and Danjuma on the left. I think all of that will change as soon as Harrison's back in and McNeil's fit. I think you'll see a much more balanced and aggressive Everton side. It wouldn't surprise me if you see a 4-4-2 with Beto and Calvert-Lewin, which I'm not going to lie to you, I'm actually really excited to see Everton playing two strong, aggressive, quick strikers. So I really can't wait to see that. So we just got to stay fit, boys. That's it. Otherwise, I might have to get my boots and get on there myself.
Just a couple of quick things, because we got a super chat that I want to ask you boys about as well. Jace, you just put in there just some breaking news. In order to safeguard, and my screen gets covered up, the alleged victim, in order to safeguard the alleged victim, the Brazilian national team and CBF, the organization, informs that Anthony has been removed from the Brazilian national team. Naughty boy. Naughty boy. I mean, if it's true, it's absolutely disgusting what he has done. And he should be removed from the Man U squad as well. But
he'll get a loan move to Getafe in 12 months.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
What is going on at that club?
I want to bring it on to the key topic of tonight, the highlight one. Let's just do these super chats. Martin with the 199, thank you so much. Whose stadium gets rebuilt first, the King Power or the world-famous City Ground? Oh, God. Oh, God.
Rebuilt? Oh, God. We're still on due for an extension. I don't know about a rebuild.
So we.
Fucking hell. I mean, it's been in the pipeline for about 4 years now. They've had to reapply for the... what do you call it? The
council.
Yeah, that's
planning permission.
That's the one. Yeah, you don't know all about that one, Mike. Wait. And then
absolutely, Eamon.
This is what I want to move the topic onto. I think it's going to be a fun chat, and this will be our last point for tonight. Who do you think? And thank you, Brandon, for the £2. Who do you think has had the best transfer window?
We've already discussed
it. I'm going to kick this one off with Ant. Poor Ant. I don't know how he's looking with the mic, but let's start you off, and then I'll get all your views.
I'll see myself out.
I'm echoing.
You don't have to say your club, whoever you think. Go on, Ant. Who's had the best transfer window? And chat, all of you from all the channels, let us know who's had the best transfer window. There's over 400 of you in here. Please make sure you like and subscribe to everyone as well. But who has had the best transfer window? And you can kick this one off.
I hope I'm not echoing. I'm having a nightmare. Sorry about this, guys. It is between Forest and West Ham. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I have to go for Forest.
You've bought about 50 players again.
Yeah, well, that's what we do.
Yeah, but
that's what we do, mate.
It's like buying three jigsaw puzzles, put them all in the same bag,
We've
and
actually
jumble them
bought
about, and
four-
hoping
we've
you can
actually
build
only
one.
bought 14 players this
All right, fair
transfer
enough.
window.
But
That's
still a lot.
nothing compared with our normal modus operandi. But the good thing about our window is that we've bought players that we need in positions we needed to buy them. I mean, obviously the star of the show is Sangare. As we were saying earlier on, I can't stand Man U were looking for a defensive midfielder. Liverpool were looking for a defensive midfielder. Many clubs are looking for a defensive midfielder, and I believe we've got one of the best defensive midfield. It's not just a defensive midfielder; that's doing him down in the world. I think he's an absolute mega star. We've got a couple of goalkeepers for the price that Rich paid for one. Vlachodimos, I know that people won't have heard of him, but he's been playing for Benfica for 4 years. He's a Greek international, and I got to admit, don't know a lot about him, but the reports all say he's
That
absolutely
man John will
fantastic.
definitely know about him.
I thought you were linked with Kasper
I feel a little
Schmeichel on
bit
a
sorry
free
for-
transfer.
We were, yeah.
Oh God,
Casper, we were, yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
I thought you were linked with Kasper Schmeichel at one point.
I feel a little bit sorry for Matt Turner because obviously he's come in as the number one, and then a week later we brought another one that's reputedly a lot better than he is. We bought this guy whose name is.
You have to put that on screen here.
I think.
Wait, maybe we get John to talk about him. John, can you say his name?
Andrew Omobamidele. Yes, he brought him in from
Ooh, that was
Norwich. He's
good.
a centre back.
That was very good.
Yeah, Irish,
Randy.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, yeah. Norwich
he
captain.
brought in a lot of good players.
Yeah, he was.
So,
I think he was captain of Norwich at
Finish up, Anne,
19.
because your mic's doing my head in, Anne. Who's had the best window, and who's been the signing of the summer
Brand new
across
fucking
the? Yeah, go on.
Right, we've got an absolute beast from Brazil called Murilo, who again is reputed to be something absolutely special.
And who had the best transfer window, and who's signing of the season? So, in your opinion,
Forest have had the best transfer window, and the signing of the season is obviously Sangare. That is something nobody could have predicted.
okay. Sorry, Anne, I'm just gonna cut you off because the mic's doing my head in, bro. John, who's had the best transfer window, and who's signing of the season? And chat, same thing. Who's signing of the season?
I mean, well, up until the final day, Forest weren't really in that conversation, and then
It's
you went
true.
and signed a few really good players. I do think that, again, you've gone a bit mental in terms of the number of players, not quite half to the extent of last year, which says a lot about last year. And I mean, you know, there's a lot of depth in there that you needed it. I would say in terms of Bournemouth, every position we needed something, we filled it in, and we filled it with young quality. We did really well. Kirkes, who's up for the Golden Boy Award. Max Aarons, who, is decent.
It's
You got
good.
Tyler Adams, who's a great signing. You got Alex Scott, who's one of the talents of England at the moment.
He's really good.
Justin Cliver is decent backup on the wing. He's not been special yet, but he's a name. And then obviously we brought in Sinistera as a left mid, who's a winger who's a real quality. Every position we've needed someone, we've brought in someone really good, and a backup keeper. So I've been really pleased with our business, but we also haven't really signed anyone. We haven't made any money from that regard. We're definitely right up there as one of the best windows of the season. I think definitely that, but I wouldn't say we were the best. I'm just having a look at West Ham just to see who else they brought, because Kudus is great, Alvarez is quality, James Ward-Prowse is maybe a little limited in some aspects, but still fantastic. Maverick Panos is a decent centre back, a nice centre back.
Yeah, he is meant to go to Forest. Yeah.
Come on.
But then it's. I think the difference is that you look at Nottingham Forest have sold Brennan Johnson for a lot of money, but he was one of your most important players last season. And then West Ham have sold Declan Rice, but obviously made twice the money and replaced it with more quality. And so I just about give it to West Ham personally. But I do think Forest are.
Sorry, can I just say that don't sleep on Dominguez. His nickname in Italy was the King of Pressers. That was his nickname in Italy. And we've also got Santos, don't forget. Who's
That's
an
great in the Italian
absolute
league
player
where you
from
play at
Chelsea.
half the pace of the Prem. But
Okay, what about Santos?
Wow,
Santos.
John's on
Santos is
fire.
total quality, mate.
Statman John. Statman John is
Go on holiday, John. Flip it.
But
Good Lord.
it's the thing is that, and you've bought in 14 players. How many of those are getting out on the pitch as well?
Oh, John.
It's like, there's a lot. There's a lot there.
Ding,
It's
ding.
There's a
a
lot
squad
there.
game, John. It's a squad game, mate. It's a squad
Get the
game.
fire extinguisher out.
Players, but how many? But like, I don't know. What was the issue with? Was it? No, it was Chelsea last year.
Can you
that had, like,
imagine? Can you
35 players
imagine
in it.
what our fucking subs bench is going to be like? What our bench is going to be like? It's going to be
But half of those
Injured.
players you just signed can't even make the bench because you're only going to fit 7 on there. So it's just like you've got a lot great, but you're going to need to sell more in January, and then you'll probably sign 5, and you'll still be stuck with a bigger squad than Steve Cooper can deal with.
Why are you
Speaking
worried
of
about
which,
the size of our squad? We're not.
I
You
think
will
Steve
do
Cooper
eventually
might be
when
very
FFP
mindful
catches
last
up.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
FFP
because when
really
Sani plays like Murillo and Deli Belly, when Sani
Can I
plays like
just-
that, they're going to be worth 60 million in a year's time. So what's the
Good
issue?
Good lord.
I remember there was one other point that I wanted to bring up about Forest transfer window, which means you can't win the transfer window. You did also sign Chris Wood permanently.
Oh,
He makes
Yeah, you got a point there.
And
He
that
lo-
means
Wolverine
Got a
loves
point
him.
there.
Oh.
It's his favourite
You got
striker.
a point there, but let me
Automatically-
just point out that Chris Wood scored the equaliser game against Man City and he scored the winning goal against Sheffield United. So, 2 goals for us, 20 million,
automatically
that's worth it.
19 million.
win the transfer window off that.
19 million on Chris Wood. You spent 19 million
Yeah.
on Chris Wood.
Yeah. 4
Still a
million
better
loan
signing than
fee,
Shelby.
15 million push to this season. I mean,
Oh,
forget
my
is
word.
he good or not? Who's the idiot that constructed that deal? So John, you're saying West Ham.
I would say West Ham have it. Yeah.
Who's the signing of the summer?
I think I'm probably, just for the price, I'm going to have to go Sangare. I do think Declan Rice to Arsenal will be right up there as well, but I just think we'll see it at some point. I do think Sangare is just one of those players that I don't know how a top 6 side didn't pick him up 2 years ago. And the fact that Forest have got him for what, 35 million
Euros, yeah, about 32 mil.
I mean, that's a. I mean, I think when you spend that money, I don't like calling that a bargain, but I think that is a bargain.
And for you boys that don't know, we were part of the actual deal being signed off at FFTV. We had to get a translator into the club to do
Really?
the videos. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, check
That's
our
pretty
video out on it. It was a
That is pretty
crazy
cool.
night. It was a crazy night, and like Sangare will be special to FFTV forever. But okay,
Wow.
I think I understand. John is always bringing his facts out and stuff. Hard to argue back. Rich, I think you're going to be quite
What's in the
neutral.
door?
this.
3.5 million.
Shh. Huh?
yeah, Hudson Odoi, the player that Bayern Munich wanted for 40 to 50 2 or 3 years ago. Unfortunately, it's
60
fallen.
million they
3
want
mil.
him for.
3 mil, yeah. Rich, you're going to be quite neutral because your transfer window has been shocking, bro. So
Yep.
what are you thinking?
I completely forgot about the Callum Hudson-Odoi one. Another player we should have signed.
How much
3
is
mil.
that? 3 mil?
3 million.
3 plus 2 in add-ons, yeah.
Fucking hell, that's a bargain.
Yeah, that's just sealed it for Forest for me. 'Cause I was going to say Bournemouth. But player,
Chase! Just giggling in the corner on his chair.
I'm going to say, what do you call it? Player,
So happy.
Diaby, the Villa.
Yes.
He
Great
was a
shout.
Good player.
Great shout. He's been immense, man. 40 mil they paid for him, didn't they, Rich?
I don't know the figure. We don't dabble in those
55.
prices.
I mean, I probably would agree with you. He's going to be the signing of the summer, Diaby. He's next level. I do. Chappie, I know you got to shoot, so I'll chuck you in next.
You've got a lot of players. I'm just looking at the amount that you've brought in. It's ridiculous. I don't, like John just said, I don't know how you're going to fit them all in. And will it bite you in the arse later on? If you go down, sure, it's going to really sting you. Not saying you're going down. I'm just saying if it happened.
You understand?
I don't, because then that will mean that we still can't do content. And I'm well up for that. No, I'm going to go with Jace. It's Jace's West Ham. I think.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, because they've made some good quality signings there. They've got rid of one player and they've gone and outsourced a few more for European football. I think
It's
Jace
working.
is just edging it for me.
And signing of the summer?
Signing of the summer. Ooh. I mean, we're all talking about Rice. he did have that impact at the weekend against United. It was a bit mad. I think that might be the one.
Yeah, that's got to sting Jace a little. Okay, Mikey. Sorry, Mikey.
Oh yeah.
What do I think?
Which one? We're both sorry.
The OG.
Can I see any of us going down? What was that on the screen? Can I see anyone going down?
Before you go, Chappie, can you see any of these guys going down?
I don't think the only one on screen. I'm sorry, Mike.
Which one?
Can't go down again.
Southampton's going into League One. Chappie, you nasty fuck.
If it's going to be anyone from the Premier, it's going to be Mike. Unfortunately, that's all I can say for sure. And it's been a few years now where they've scraped by, and it's like he said, his squad's starting to really be looking a little on the thin side.
Okay. All right, you can fuck off now. I would hear from sorry, Mike.
Right, see you all soon. See you on the next one, maybe if I'm allowed.
Enjoy the championship.
I don't know.
Enjoy the big game against Southampton.
Yeah,
I'll shoot some content for that.
Yeah. See you
together.
See everyone, except you, Wolverine, you cock. See you, mate. Bye.
So, Mike, best team window and signing of the summer.
Well, if we're going on net spend, it's got to be Southampton, isn't it? We've got 160, 70 million in the bank. So
yeah, point. But you're not in the Premier League, so
yeah. Okay, fair enough. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. It's got to be West Ham for me. Because mainly because they sold Declan Rice and everyone's thinking like, oh my goodness, this is the end. They're going to be relegation fodder, but they've signed 3 quality players, got an absolute bargain from us, and they're gelling and they're working and they're beating clubs, and they're near the top of the table. So, but a good shout for me would also be Bournemouth. I think they've done some savvy business with the Sinistera thing. On deadline day was pretty smart. Alex Scott is another player that a lot of clubs have been linked with. Tyler Adams, and that's great stuff. And you boys as well with Sangare. I mean, that's a player that we were linked with, a couple of seasons ago, but didn't get didn't get a visa or something like that. Martin Semmers was trying to desperately get that one over the line. So it is depressing to see a lot of these. Nicholas Jackson as well failed a medical at Bournemouth and is now at Chelsea. So it's mad how these things go. But I think with the exception of Rich
I've just
Mike
seen some news.
Oh, really?
Southgate's going to walk after the Euros, and I just know Parish is going to try and get Southgate in.
No. I was going to say I feel that's a good thing for England, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him walk into Crystal Palace in 12 months.
Rich, you better hope Hudson goes 6 foot under before the end of the season. Emergency replacement. Oh, Rich is heartbroken. Oh, Rich, it's been a bad evening for Rich. Been a bad evening.
And the thing is, we're 7th in the league, but we're just a poorly run club.
Well, when you got, Richmond AFC's kit, mate, what do you expect? 10 lesser settings, mate.
It's a nice kit.
God, sorry, my God.
Yes, I'm going to give it to West Ham.
And the player?
Ward-Prowse, because he's a legend. He's a bargain.
Of course.
I love him. I wish him the best. He's now with a better partner now and having a better life. It's depressing to watch. So yeah, he's like with a rich doctor now and a bigger house, and they're doing things and they're going on nice holidays. And it's horrible.
We're going to look after him. Don't
I'm
worry.
just stalking him
still
on
a toilet
Facebook.
bowl, though, Jace. It's still a toilet bowl, that stadium of yours, mate.
No, don't worry about that.
All right, Everton, Mike, from one mic to the next. I mean, are you going to put Everton forward for best transfer window? Are you going to make a case?
No. Toilet, mate. Absolute toilet. We are the bowl. It's look, all the clubs you've mentioned, I think because of maybe the fact that they've been a little bit indifferent this season, I think people are sleeping on Aston Villa a little bit. I think Diaby, Pau Torres, some of the business they did in terms of players like that they've sold. For example, I think they've sold Cameron Archer to Sheffield United, but they've stuck in a buyback clause so they can buy him back if he has a great season. So I think Villa have had a fantastic window. So I actually probably say for their weaknesses, I think they've signed players that they needed. So I actually would give it to Villa. Player of, the signing, I would have said Diaby ordinarily, but I think Brighton may have tipped it with Ansu Fati. I think if he gets going in the Premier League, even for a year for Brighton, he will be absolutely unbelievable. So I'll give it to Fati.
That's a great
Mate,
shout.
you've just been playing too much FIFA, mate. He's only good on FIFA.
He's not though, is he? I mean, he's not just good on FIFA, is he? I mean, he's a very talented individual. I'm just going to mention something on Sangare, because I have no doubt that the guy is fantastic and he can read through the lines, he can play the channel, etc. But why has he only ever been linked with, and this is no disrespect to any of these clubs, but he's been linked with Everton, he's been linked with Southampton, he's been linked with Forest. If he was as good as people are absolutely raving about, which I'm not saying is a bad footballer, why didn't he get a move to a club like Chelsea or Liverpool or one of the teams in the top four?
What I would say, Mike, is that it's pretty rare, I would say, that a player from the Dutch... It's not like it doesn't happen, but I'd say it's pretty rare for a player from the Dutch league to generally go straight to one of the top sides.
It's not easy, because when you look at Liverpool, they've got Cody Gakpo.
He was linked with Arsenal.
I really don't.
He was Arsenal as well.
But that's more often than not the attackers, isn't it? Like, that's more than often the guys that suddenly...
Well, put it this way, Mike. Put it this way, Mike. Liverpool have spent as much on Endo as they could have spent on Sangare. So does that mean that Endo's a better player because Liverpool have bought him?
No. My point is, if Sangare is as good as people believe he is and are making out, I just don't understand why one of those clubs didn't go in for it. I think what I'm saying is, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how he adapts to the game, and I think if he adapts as well as he will be if he can. Look, it'll be a hell of a signing, of course it will. But I do have that little doubt in my mind, thinking maybe he will struggle. Maybe he'll be like an Ndombele, a player that is absolutely fantastic in every other league apart from the Premier League. That's me on the, that's me being straight, boys.
I mean, the chat are absolutely going to rip you one, but I see.
Hey, listen, it's opinions. Football's all about opinions. I hope he's a good signing for you.
He could end up being an Everton and Anna.
Yeah, I honestly, I hope he's a good signing for you. I've got nothing against Forest. I'm just that doubts in my mind.
He's got big money at Forest. That's what it is. Big money.
You shut up, mate. You're the one who brokered the deal. Freaking Marinakis down there.
He's got big money. He's gonna flop.
Nothing wrong with having money.
All right, Marinakis down there. Talk to us. Who's the best window? I wonder
Evan, Mike, I'd love to have our money.
I would.
You that.
I would. Yeah, I would.
Hey guys, come on. We all know who's had the best window here. James Ward-Prowse has done 3 assists, 1 goal already. For 34 million. He's paid it back. West Ham, I've done the best business here. We're going to win everything. I'm telling you now.
There's Jace. There he is. Been waiting for it. There he is.
He's back. Jason's back.
We might as well just call this West Ham have beaten the drop already, haven't they? And we're going to win everything. So I look forward to this season with you guys. I will be presenting this show pretty much from now on. So, Wolfie can cry in the corner now when Forest are like 14th or whatever they do usually. But come on, we're back, baby. Beat the drops back. I can't wait for more fun with you guys. Come on.
And give us your signing of the season.
JWP. I just said it. 3 assists, 1 goal already. Come on.
Well, technically, he got 2 votes between you and sorry, Mike. But I'm gonna put my 2 pence. I'm gonna agree with Rich and say Diaby is gonna be the signing of the season. And this is gonna shock a few.
Wanker.
The best window. I'm gonna give it to John. I've been impressed with what Bournemouth have done, and it does worry me. All right, we are way over time here, boys. So it is good to have the band back together. Guys in the chat, I hope you've enjoyed the opening episode of Beat the Drop. Please make sure you've liked the video. Make sure you've subscribed to everyone's channel. We will be back. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to the boys again. And we'll see you on the next episode. You Reds.